Ole ole, ole ole. The European Football Championship is still in full swing, and there have already been one or two surprises. Greetings go out to the incumbent European champions. I'm glad you're here to find out what surprises were in store for Google Workspace in June. Und dann hebt ab und völlig losgelöst von der Erde.
Notifications for all messages in chat spaces. Google is introducing a new option for notifications in Google Chat. There are now 4 options in total. The new option for notifications for all new messages in a space if you don't want to miss anything. The option for new main messages and other messages in the inline replies you follow. Notifications only for ad mentions and inline replies you follow. Or no notifications at all. Send emails to spaces in Google Chat. It is now possible to create email addresses for Google Chat spaces, to which anyone from your company can send or forward emails. This can be helpful, for example, to discuss emails from customers together as a team. The emails are displayed in a card format and can be opened with a click. Join requests for spaces. Previously, a member of a private chat space had to explicitly invite other people to join or add them themselves. Now, there's also the option for your colleagues to make a request to join on their own initiative when they receive a link to the space. Add up to 500,000 users to a space. And one last update on Google Chat. Previously, the maximum number of members in the chat space was 50,000. Google is now significantly increasing this limit to 500,000 in order to enable even very large companies to communicate better. Scrolling and zooming directly in Meet. If you share a Chrome tab in Google Meet, you can now scroll through the content of the tab directly in Google Meet and also zoom in or out. This is especially handy if you are participating in a Google Meet with only one screen, for example your notebook, as you no longer have to jump back and forth between Google Meet and the content you are sharing. Google Meet now supports HD video for recordings and devices. Some time ago, Google raised the recording resolution for shared content of a Google Meet to 1080p. Now, the video tiles can also be recorded in 1080p. Of course, using 1080p to transmit your video tile requires that your webcam and the screen of the recipient also support this resolution. The higher resolution also requires a higher internet bandwidth. Improved sync between Google Calendar and other calendars. Google has improved the synchronization between Google Calendar and other third-party calendar tools, such as Microsoft Outlook. For example, there are fewer email notifications for non-important changes to Google Calendar appointments in these tools. Automatic email summary from Drive. You will now automatically receive an email with a summary of all documents shared with you in Google Drive if you have not been active in Drive for 7 days. This is especially helpful if you've been sick or on vacation, for example, because it gives you a direct, simple overview of which documents you should keep an eye on. Sharing client-side encrypted docs with external parties. It is now also possible to share client-side encrypted Google documents with external parties without a Google account. PIN codes are used to access the documents. Voice typing and subtitles in other browsers. Until now, you could only add text in Google Docs or lecture notes in Google Slides by voice input if you used Google Chrome as your browser. The same applies to the automatically generated subtitles when you give a Google presentation with the microphone activated. These functions are now also supported in other browsers such as Microsoft Edge or Apple's Safari. New formatted tables in Google Sheets. Google has added a new formatting option for your data in Google Sheets. These are pre-formatted tables that are easier to filter and sort. You can also easily define column types here, such as drop-downs or people, which are then automatically applied to all cells in this column. The tables can also be grouped in a new view. Google also offers some templates of these new tables that you can use for various purposes, such as event planning, project planning or marketing campaigns. Use Google Forms with Google AppSheet. With AppSheet, you can automate manual work processes by integrating data sources such as Google Drive, Chat and Sheets. Now you can also select Google Forms as a data source to capture things like vacation requests or travel expenses, and then process them automatically with AppSheet. Multi-account support for Google Keep. Last year, Google made it possible to open Google Keep multiple times on Android devices with a large screen. Google now also supports the simultaneous use of Google Keep with multiple Google accounts. Colab Pro and Colab Pro Plus for Google Workspace. Google Colab is a tool that allows developers to write and execute Python code directly in the browser without needing a high-end PC and having to install software on their own computer. Colab is particularly exciting for the areas of data analysis and training and using machine learning. In addition to the free version, Google Workspace admins can now also activate Colab Pro and Colab Pro Plus licenses for employees. Tip of the month. Take votes in Google Docs.
Do you want to get a quick opinion on a topic from your colleagues or external parties? Or do you want to gather a consensus on different project scenarios, for example? Then you don't need to create a survey using an extra Google form. Simply use the voting chips directly in Google Docs. And I'll show you how.
In Google Docs, you can go to Insert, Smart Chips and select the voting chip. You can then select an emoji for the vote. You can simply copy the smart chip or insert additional ones with other emojis. You and all other visitors to the doc can then simply click to vote. It's that simple.